Welcome back to part 6 of my 100 days in 7 days to die. I do apologise, I am ill at the moment. If my voice sounds a bit that is why. And if you're thinking, why is this video being so delayed compared to the other ones, it is because I've been waiting to feel a bit better before I did the voiceover for it. So I do hope you enjoy this video as well as enjoying the other ones. If you have, do make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. So early in day 51, already we're still upgrading the base. This time we're making sure we go from wood to stone, just so our base is that little bit stronger. We then made our way to Trader Bob, just in hopes that he may have something useful for us. Sadly, he didn't, so we soon left and made our way back to our base. And whilst back at our base, we decided it would be a good idea to get some storage going, just so we actually have somewhere to put our massive inventory of items. So we crafted a couple iron storage crates before upgrading some of the basic building blocks into wood that will eventually get upgraded to stone, and so on. We also actually had some challenges unlocked, so we, got our XP for them. Standard stuff really. It's not really, anything too crazy, which is a bit disappointing. We then had our first iron crate done, so we just put a bunch of stuff in there and then placed down our second before heading to our next job. But on the way, we got a little distracted by having to kill, is it a dog or I don't really know what animal that is. It's like a dog in it. And then we found a shotgun messiah, a gun range, and we thought, yeah, let's go for it. Lucky enough, I already knew the layout of this building, so it was quite easy to get in and get a lot of the loot quite easy. Obviously, we had the gun safe, we unlocked it, and it was a bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie. We then had a few zombies to deal with, so we, a few bonked, a little upgrade there, and, they were dead before you knew it. But the main thing we were here for the loot, and we were getting some alright stuff. We actually managed to get a few, gear upgrades, but again, nothing too crazy. We then made our way outside, and this is where the zombies start to come fast and hard. So we made sure to obviously smack as many as we could in the head before having to pull out our pistol. And obviously, because it's silence, no one can, hear us. They can't hear the screams of the zombies or my big electric sticks smacking against their skulls. We then moved into the next part and we found even more, just waiting for me to come by, and they were hoping they were able to jump on me and eat my brains and probably my ass or something, because every time I die, they're snacking down on something they shouldn't be. At this point, it felt like the zombies were just coming non-stop. I mean, they even started jumping fences. They wanted me, and they wanted me bad. We did have a brief opportunity to have a quick look at some of the loot, but before you knew it, we had more zombies come in, and they all wanted the smoke. Once all they were dealt with, we made our way back to the loot. We found ourselves a treasure map, which is always good, but mainly we were hoping for some weapon upgrades. So we made our way through these boxes, and again, it was nothing too crazy. I mean, a few magazines, a few attachments. Overall, was it worth it? Yeah, well, we killed a few zombies, so it's always fun. We then made our way to go clear the infested area. I'm not going to lie, this one was a lot harder than it should have been. We made our way in and already we had zombies running for us, and every room we opened I felt like there was just more and more waiting by to try and kill us. But this by far was probably the hardest one I've done so far. It just felt like they were never ending and they just didn't die. We were just doing no damage to them, and my AK had broken in the previous building. So we were in a bit of a bad spot. We ran into one of the green glowing ones, and again, she was just not dying. I mean, we were hitting her for so long until finally, you know, she gave in. But then look, there's more hiding everywhere. We're low on health, you know, we've got concussion, they're trying to infect us, lacerations. I mean, what else can go wrong? But we do have to look at the positives. We were finding loot. That is always fun. Even though every time we opened the door, a big old swarm came, we were still finding loot. But sadly, they did manage to eat us. But we made our way back in, determined to get our revenge. We were not going to let these zombies get away with bending me over and eating areas they shouldn't be eating. But again, more zombies. We pretty much had to play it smart this time. We did not want to get infected. We did not want to get hurt. But as you can see, all our weapons were nearly broken. You know, there was not really much else we could do. So we just had to keep our range and just slowly, you know, wither them down until they finally died. And lucky enough for us, we finally did that and we made our way in to get the loot. There was a lot of ammo here and that is always good for us, as well as a few magazines and a few crates. Every time we see an electrical one, I'm always excited because we could get the magazines that we need to be able to make better stun batons. We then hopped on our bike and made our way back home. We decided it would probably be good to go back to the vendor and then, you know, give in a bunch of random stuff we've got, make a bit of money, but also get our rewards for the quest. But sadly, we didn't realise we actually failed it because we died. So, yeah, that's kind of pointless. But anyway, we repaired our weapons and decided to go to the supply crates to see if there was anything useful for us. As always, we got a bunch of magazines and we cannot complain about that. It's the best thing about going for the supply drops, just purely is you get a lot of magazines. We then came across a bear and I thought that we could, you know, maybe take him on. And we were very, very wrong. I mean, we are idiots, clearly. This one, again, I don't know why I decided to go for another bear, even though one just absolutely beat me. Clearly, we are not that smart, but where we lack in brains, we make up for in brawn, and we actually take the bear down and make our way to the next supply drop. Inside again, we have a bunch of magazines, some yucca juice, as well as some meat. Obviously, we open the magazines and use them all and get our upgrades before making our way back to Trader Jen. Obviously, you know, she's the best. Great assets, great personality, and yeah, I love her. But we traversed down the hill. And obviously, the main reason we are here is to go back to our old base. But first, we did have to catch up with her and her assets. We sell her a bunch of stuff, and you know, it's just stuff we don't need, but she kicks us out at the last minute. We then do decide to make our way back home. But on the way, there was another supply drop, so we went for that instead. At this point, I feel like there's just a supply drop every other day. But we cannot complain because the magazines are worth it. And near where we were was, you know, actually some alright buildings. We've been here before, but we hadn't cleared all the buildings, so we decided to go into Spark's place to see if there was anything good inside. We did have to make our way through the roof as that was the only way in. And again, we're getting attacked by birds. I fucking hate them. Birds are the worst thing in any game. If there's a game and there's birds in it, I'm not going to be happy. But we had a few basic zombies to kill, and then a bunch of them came in, and then there's your mum, Cougar. Okay, you get it? You get it? Calling your mum a cougar. Yeah, she went for me. And then I was like, oh sweet, we're done. Loot. No, look how many come now. More of them. It would not let me change my weapon. As you can see, I was over my pistol, yet my shotgun was reloading. And then I went to my stun baton, wouldn't let me pull it out. So already, broken bones, weak, infected. I've had to run out and just start spraying. This game is criminal. I mean, It would literally not let me change weapon. It is... I would not have been infected or had a broken bone. I would have been in like perfect health. But no. Game hates me. But anyway, we got to the end. We got the loot. Lucky enough, we did get a splint. So that did help a little bit with our broken bone. We then hopped back onto our bike and decided to make our way back to our base. But obviously, we've just completely ignored the fact that it was a blood moon. And yeah, I forgot. So we made our way to the greasy spoon where we had been before and decided to take the roof, hoping that this was going to be the best idea to be able to take the horde out without getting killed. I then, for some reason, decided to drop off the roof, and yeah, look how many there is. I actually think I might be stupid. This is why I die a lot in games. Why did I jump down? There's no part of my brain that says, you know what, you should survive. You know, let's try and survive. My brain just goes, yeah, fun. So yeah, we did end up dying again, sadly. I mean, we even had like a random dog getting in there. I don't think he's even a zombie. I think he just felt left out. But we respawned, we grabbed our loot, and we made our way back home. We then activated the treasure map. But before heading out, we needed a little bit of clay, so we just started digging a hole and getting clay. I mean, it's why it's in the ground, and it's what you got to do. You've got to make the forge, you know. But we placed our forge down, and now at the new base we had access to making forged iron as well as forged steel in the future. We then made ourselves an iron shovel, a tier 6, so obviously we can just dig easier. I absolutely hate just digging in this game in general, but this was going to make it a little bit more easier whilst we're trying to find this buried treasure. And oh my god, did this drag on. I genuinely felt like I was never going to find it at one point. We genuinely were digging for the longest time. We were digging for like a day, and look, it never got any closer. I felt like every time I dug, it was just showing me that I was completely in the wrong place. But eventually, we did find it. We managed to dig down and find it right on the bottom. We opened it up, and I wouldn't really say it was worth it, really. It was alright. And whilst on the way back, we noticed another supply drop coming in. So we had a look where that was going to land, and it was actually going to land pretty much where we just was. So we turned around and made our way back there. Because, you know me, I ain't saying no to a supply drop. We opened it up. Obviously, there was magazines, but we also got a nail gun. And this is actually like a massive upgrade, because at the minute we were using a hammer to upgrade, but the nail gun is so much more quicker, and it's just fucking even better. We then set out to grab everything we needed so we could make ourselves the workbench. We returned back to our old base and took down our old forge. Obviously, that was going to give us all the clay as well as our anvil. We then checked through the story to see if there was anything else we needed, and then sold a few things to Trader Jen. Obviously, we were hoping a little bit of money might come in useful at some point. I mean, we even found the gold, and we sold that. I don't even really know what you use gold for, but it might be useful. But we made our way back to our base. We emptied out our inventory and tried to get everything together so we could make this workbench, and all we needed was a few more nails. Once we had made them, we had got the workbench crafting before spending a bit of time upgrading our base with our new nail gun, and as you can see, it is so much quicker. The only thing we really need to do now is get everything set to stone and maybe in a few more defences. We started digging down a little bit just because we did need some more clay. Then our workbench was ready to be placed. We decided to make an advanced bellows to make our forge quick. I think it makes it quicker or use less resources, something like that. And then we made an AK-47 that was tier 6 and we placed down the attachments. We then made a campfire and we even placed the advanced bellow onto the forge before placing down our tools onto our campfire. I do hope you enjoyed. Again, I apologise for being ill and if my voice sounds like shit. I just really wanted to get the video out. I mean, I've been sat on it all week waiting, hoping to feel a bit better. And this is probably the best I've felt, so I thought, let's just go for it. Again, if you did enjoy, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.